Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside Norristown Area High School, where varsity basketball, we got girls today. Bensalem Fighting Owls here at Norristown to take on the 1-0 Eagles, who romped their way to a win last night over Truman High School, 61-27. They outscored Truman 36-6 in the first half. Brittany Rose led the way with 16 points, and the Eagles come in here 1-0 to take on a Bensalem team that made the playoffs last year and returns 4 of its 5 starters, so they got quite a challenge here today. Starting lineups have just been announced for the Eagles. Hinton, Wise, Matthews, Rose, and Harris. For the visiting Owls, Clarkson, Ormont, Gilroy, Hall, and Diegler. Teams are just about set to tip it off. This is Bensalem's first game. They're 0-0. And again, the Eagles 1-0. And a quick shot right off the bat goes down. That's number 24. Kristen Gilroy, and she can really shoot the ball. We saw her hit a number of big threes down the stretch last season and picks up right where she left off. Kesha Hinton will run the point for the Eagles. She'll get it to Matthews. Now in the corner. And it's tipped, and Hinton gets it back. And the Eagles look to set something up, go across to Rose, who shoots the 3, and it's no good. She hit 2 threes last night, but this one does not go down. So now Bensalem looking for some offense of their own. They have the early 2-0 advantage. Kate Clarkson, the point guard for the Owls, goes into the corner. Now they call a travel on number 5, Paige Ormont. Well, the Eagles had an amazing run last year, and it was somewhat overshadowed by what the boys did, going all the way to the state championship game. But the Lady Eagles made the state tournament themselves, and very overshadowed, and it's a shame because this was a very talented and fun-to-watch team. And now here's a steal by Paige Ormont. She'll go all the way to the basket, and the shot's not even close, but that's because of a foul. So we will have our first free throws of the game. So last year, the Lady Eagles, with the 18-6 regular season, went to the district playoffs where they had wins over Unionville, Conestoga, and Great Valley before losing to Downingtown East. And then lost to Springford for the 3rd place in District 1. And then in their first states game, played Cedar Crest and lost. Their season ended on that double overtime thriller. And the free throw is good, so a pair at the line, and it's now 4-0 with Bensalem with the early lead. We've played just over a minute. Here's Hinton. Goes over to Rose in the corner. Tries to go back to Hinton. It's tipped away. Race to the ball, and Hinton wins it. And now the Eagles have numbers the other way because Bensalem went for the steal. Hinton goes to Matthews. Puts up a shot, and it is good. So Natasha Matthews scores the first bucket for the Eagles here. It's 4-2. Natasha Matthews, one of 3 tremendous front court players for the Eagles. Her, along with Brittany Rose and Devon Blake, really give the Eagles a solid front line with some tall players who can play the 4 and the 5 or the power forward in the center position. And now Hinton nearly gets a steal, but it's picked up in the corner by Gilroy, who shoots and scores. And there's Gilroy again with that jumper that we know she can hit. And it's 6-2. We've played 2 minutes here. Hinton goes to Rose. Back to Hinton. Eagles looking to set it up, going to Matthews, and it's stolen. So the Eagles with a couple early turnovers here, throwing the ball away. Ball in the hands of Gilroy now, who already has 4 points. And her pass was deflected, and now Rose steals it. The Eagles have a 2-on-1. Brittany Rose with the pass, and now back to Rose. Puts it up, and it's no good, but a foul. So Brittany Rose and Netta Wise running the break, and they will get Brittany Rose 2 free throws. Brittany Rose averaged 2.7 points a game last year, but that number figures to rise dramatically this season as O'Donnell, Cotita, Waters, and McHugh. We talked about them so much last year as the free throw is good. And they accounted, those big 4, so to speak, accounted for 76% of the Eagles' scoring, and they have all graduated. So as Rose hits the second free throw, a lot of new athletes are going to have to step in here and pick up some of that scoring slack. Matthews, Blake, and Rose averaged just 9 points a game combined last year. that number might triple this year because they have to pick up some of that scoring that has left. Guillory with the shot fake. Now goes into the paint and cannot get the basket. And Brittany Rose has the rebound slip through her hands. And it's out on her. So it's 6-4 here early in the first quarter. Bensalem with the advantage. Guillory goes inside to Hall. And now it's in the hands of Guillory again. It's knocked away. The Eagles can't pick it up, and now they do. It's Mercedes Harris. And it's Hinton and the white shirts the other way. Hinton driving it. Puts up a shot. It's blocked away by number 25, Charnay Hall. And now losing the ball is point guard Kate Clarkson, but they get it back. Inside they go, and a shot is up and no good from number 4, Jackie Diegler, and the Eagles come away with the basketball. 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's still 6-4 Bensalem. Rose back to Hinton, and now inside to Matthews, back out to Rose. She'll shoot the 3, and it's an air ball. Attempt at a save by Harris, but goes out. Now Bensalem coming back the other way. There's a baseline shot. It's no good for number 5, Paige Orma. And now the Bensalem Owls will go to the line to take a pair of free throws. So we saw Brittany Rose miss a couple of three-pointers already. Last night she hit 2, and it's something we didn't see a lot of last season. And her playing time was relatively limited again, as the majority of the minutes on this team went to Waters, O'Donnell, Katita, and McHugh. But she looked really good last night against Truman, scoring 16 points and hitting 2 3-pointers. The free throw and air ball from Charmaine Hall. So right now the Eagles need to cut down on those turnovers, hold on to the basketball a little bit better, and they'll be okay. Charmaine Hall hits the second free throw, and on the Eagles sideline, first-year head coach Ashley Harrison had a great career playing at Wissahickon, and now will coach the Norristown, as they call it, kickball. And, I mean, with your top 4 scorers have left, your head coach has left, and it's anybody's guess what this Norristown team is going to be like this year. I mean, it's just brand new coach, brand new players, brand new everything. And if last night is any indication, this team's going to be all right, but we'll have to see. That was a 2-22 team a year ago that they beat. And we have yet to see what this team's really made of. Again, the Eagles have a steal given away, and it's Clarkson on the theft. Guillory goes to the basket and is denied by Brittany Rose. Now they go inside to number 4, Jackie Diegler, and she gets the deuce. 9-4 now is your score with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hinton goes to Matthews, back out to Rose. Inside to Harris. Good look, but the layup does not go. So a good-looking pass from Rose to Harris, but she could not get the roll off the rim. Here's Clarkson going by Hinton. Now goes back out to Hall, who goes to the basket and cannot finish. And there's a foul going for the rebound. It goes against Bensalem. Bensalem, a team that a year ago had a 15-8 regular season and lost in their first game of the district playoffs. So they're dangerous because, again, they returned 4 or 5 starters, and they only had 1 senior last year. And they were tremendously young, and now they got some more experience. So they're definitely going to be a force this year. Here's Hinton with the foul line jumper. Banks it in. Kesha Hinton cashing in. And it's 9-6, Bensalem. A rare day game here at the newly refloored Norristown Area High School gym. We go to Hall, and now back to Clarkson. Guarded closely by Hinton. Now Guillory thought about a shot. Instead goes inside the Hall, back out to Guillory. And she took too many steps, so a turnover on Bensalem. Devon Blake into the game for the first time. She'll inbound it. Just 1.8 points per game for her last year. But again, she's one of those players, as they call it travel on Norristown. She's one of those players that I feel has a great chance to step up in the absence of last year's seniors. And these Eagles, again, a lot of new faces are in there, but they have talent. And we're just going to have to see exactly how talented they are. Here's Kate Clarkson with the bounce pass to Paige Ormont. Now back to Clarkson. It's deflected, but it comes right to Bensalem, but the shot's off the rim by Ormont, and Norristown has the rebound with Kesha Hinton. Here comes Hinton into the paint, puts it up. It was blocked. Devon Blake puts it back and puts it in. So the Eagles showing a little bit of life in transition, and last year they lived and died in transition. They ran the floor. They were extremely athletic and outran teams, and a good job there to get some of that working for them, as number 4, Jackie Diegler, gets the basket and the foul. But last year, again, they used the transition a lot. They like to shoot the 3 as much as any team. I mean, McHugh and Kotita just hit them at an incredible rate, and we'll see if they can continue to do that this year, as they have a new head coach. We'll see what kind of style of basketball she wants to run, and it's going to depend a lot on the athletes that they have as well. Diegler misses the free throw, and it's rebounded by Blake, who picks it up off the ground and then throws it away. Here's Clarkson saving it to Gilroy. Good-looking save, and no good on the shot, though, was Christine Gilroy. So Hinton will bring it up. We got a minute left to play in the first quarter. Here's Rose. It's deflected away, but that's going to go out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Eagles. So here in the early going, leading scorer today, Kristen Gilroy. She's looked really good, hitting jumpers, going to the basket, doing a little bit of everything. She's got 5 of Bensalem's 11. So good-looking first quarter for her. Here's Brittany Rose. Swings it across. Shots up and no good from Netta Wise. Now it's Bensalem who wants to run. Gilroy puts it up, puts it in. Her 6th and 7th points of the game. She's got 1 less point than Norristown as a team does, and now half a minute left to go in the first quarter. Here's Hinton. Gets inside to Blake, who puts up a little hook shot. It's no good. Matthews with the offensive rebound, and it's good. And I'll tell you, the Eagles definitely have a lot of size. They got Blake, Matthews, Rose, Mercedes Harris. All these girls have height, they have size, and rebounding shouldn't be a problem for the Eagles this year. And right there, Matthews fighting for one, goes down hard and hit her head hard on the ground, and she's still down. But I'll tell you, she and a Bensalem player both kind of catching the ball together, and she just got thrown to the floor, still holding on to the ball. And head coach Ashley Harrison out to look at her, some of the trainers, and she gets up now and looks to be okay. Boy, that was a nasty collision with the ground there. And she's going to feel that one tomorrow. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on her, see if she can return. We wish her the best. But got up and walked off under her own power, so it looks to be okay. Just 5 seconds now. The Eagles have to get off a shot quick. They go to Netta Wise. It's off her leg, and now Clarkson could throw it up, but she doesn't. They don't get a shot off, and the first quarter concludes. And as expected, we've got a tight game. It's Norristown 10, Bensalem 13. The Eagles playing right with a really good team right now, and that's definitely good to see, because as we said, we don't know a lot about this team right now. A lot of the main players for this Norristown team were just sophomores and juniors last year who didn't really contribute much to the varsity team. And a new head coach, and so far so good. I mean, last night, the 61-27 victory. Tonight, you're down 3 against a very good team. So we'll have to see if they can continue to grow together and continue to build on the early success they have had. Second quarter just about to begin. This is the home opener for Norristown basketball. And, of course, the girls played last night, as we mentioned. The boys will open up their season on Tuesday on the road. And should be a real fun season for both teams. I'm Mark Holodinsky for NASD TV. I'll be bringing you Norristown varsity basketball all season long, boys and girls. Here's Kate Clarkson. Brings it across midcourt. Guarded by Hinton, who pokes it away, but Clarkson regains it. Boy, Kesha Hinton looks real good playing defense, staying in front of her girl, and unable to save it were the Bensalem Owls, so the Eagles take possession. They can tie it with a 3. They're down 13-10. Here's Rose. Back to Hinton, and now finds it open Stickley. Andrew Stickley, very limited minutes last year, but figures to have a more prominent role this year. Here's Blake from just inside the foul and gets it to go. And one thing we saw out of Devon Blake last year is that she has a very good mid-range jumper that she can knock down. And we saw it right there for sure. Kate Clarkson goes by Hinton, gets it off to Hall. Now back to Gilroy, who had trouble controlling it. And now Alexis Niken gets it back to the point guard Clarkson. Bensalem passing it around, looking for some kind of an open shot, but great defense being played right now by Norristown. And Kelly Clarkson took too many steps. So the Eagles talking things over with their first-year head coach, Ashley Harrison. Last year, Keith Webster coached this team to the state tournament. But again, a new era for Norristown basketball, so it should be an exciting year. And in that Norristown Hollow right now, they got to be talking about how they're going to stop Kristen Gilroy. She's been tremendous here today. Was one of their star players last year and now has another season of experience under her belt and figures to be one of the best players in the area this year. Here's Hinton now. Gets it to Stickley. She'll fire it across to Brittany Rose, who had 16 points last night. And that's thrown away. Bensalem with yet another steal, and now they foul. Kesha Hinton called for the blocking foul. It is her second. Kesha Hinton didn't do much for varsity last year. It was a late addition to the roster. Starred on the junior varsity team, and now here she is on varsity, and she's going to be huge for them this year. There's a miss and a rebound for Norristown. And they call a foul, and Natasha Matthews is just about to check it back. Oh, no, she's just moving over on the bench. So a false alarm there. I thought Natasha Matthews was going to re-enter the game. But nevertheless, she looks to be okay over there on the bench, and I expect her to return. Here's Kesha Hinton. The ball, tries to fire it in. Harris somehow comes away with it, puts it up, and it doesn't go. And it's out of bounds, and it'll go to Bensalem. So still a 13-12 game in favor of Bensalem. Kesha Hinton has looked pretty good so far this game, especially defensively. Sometimes that's just an underrated aspect of the game, but she's been doing a good job on Kate Clarkson on the other side. Here she is now. Hinton also contributed 11 points last night as the Bensalem Owls turned the ball over. Hinton, 11 points, 5 of them from the line where she went 5 of 6. That's a solid clip from the line. The Eagles as a team shot just 56%. That one's off of a Bensalem shoe, so the Eagles will try to inbound it again. But even with that 56% as a team, Hinton shot 5 of 6, so that's definitely good to see. Getting to the line and converting. Rose trying to dribble through the full court pressure that Bensalem is applying. Here's Harris dishing it off to Hinton. Goes over to Rose. Back to Hinton, who's in the corner now. Gets it inside to Blake. Back out to Stickley. Goes inside to Blake. And put up a shot or a pass. Either way, it was deflected. And it ends up out of bounds off of the Owls. So there's a lot of questions, definitely, surrounding this Norristown team. How are they going to adapt to the loss of their big four, so to speak? Waters, O'Donnell, Kotita, and McHugh. What style of basketball are they going to end up playing without those girls as Bensalem gets yet another steal? Here's Diegler putting it up and putting it in and drawing the foul. So put the 2 on the board for Bensalem, and Jackie Diegler will go to the line. Brittany Rose is called for her second personal. And the free throw is no good. So Blake saves it. And Brittany Rose with 2 fouls, not in any kind of real foul trouble. She's one of Ashley Harrison's best players, so she's going to stay out there, no surprise. Here's Mercedes Harris with a double team. Goes out to Stickley, who puts up a baseline jumper. It's no good. Rose back out to Hinton. Drives between 2 Owls, puts it up and puts it in. Good-looking scoring ability so far by Kesha Hinton. Goes between the 2 defenders, pulls up, hits the floating jumper, and cuts the lead to 1. Kate Clarkson goes over to Paige Ormont. Back to Clarkson, who was cutting to the basket. That's out of bounds, belongs to the Owls. So the Eagles got to watch that basket cut right there. Not let her get the easy 2. They did deny the basket, but Bensalem still with the ball. There's a shot up and no good off the rim. It's picked up by Gilroy, but it's blocked away by Brittany Rose. A beautiful block. And she might have gotten a piece of that one, too. Brittany Rose blocked a lot of shots last year in limited minutes, and is doing the same thing this year. There's a bad pass from Harris, looking for Netta Wise, but not finding her. Here's Jackie Diegler. Back to Gilroy, puts it up. It's off the rim short. A rare miss for her, and there's a huge block by Netta Wise, sending back the jumper. Diegler dribbled it off the baseline, and the Eagles will take the ball. So, boy, a couple of highlight reel blocks by the Eagles. And we mentioned how much size they have inside as Natasha Matthews now checks back into the game. And Devon Blake will take a seat. We mentioned how much size they have with Rose, Blake, Mercedes Harris. So blocking shots as they are, not really a surprise. Natasha Matthews puts it up. It's short, gets her own miss, puts it back up. Good, and a foul. So Natasha Matthews, who scored 13 last night, she was the Eagles' second leading scorer, and averaged 4.5 points per game last year for varsity as a sophomore. So definitely a future for her. 1 of 1 from the line last night. Let's see what she does here. She puts it up, and it's off the back of the rim. No good. Brittany Rose let an offensive rebound slip through her hands, and the Eagles end up fouling Paige Ormont. So Natasha Matthews already with a couple of offensive rebounds, and that's not surprising. Again, I mean, we go back to what we've been talking about, the size that the Eagles have, offensive rebounding, getting them some points. That's a huge factor. That could win games by itself if you're good enough at it, and the Eagles just may be. Here's Alexis Nyken over to Diegler, and it's no good. Rebounded by Matthews. Look at that rebounding ability right over Jen Nolan of the Owls. But she walked in the backcourt, so turning it over. The Eagles have their first lead of the game at 16-15 right now. 3:41 to go in the half. And again, this is an extremely talented Bensalem team that made the playoffs last year with just one senior. They're returning virtually their entire team. The Eagles lost virtually their entire team, and here we are, they got the 1-point lead. Here's Jen Nolan, back out to Clarkson. Finds Gilroy. He's already leads all scorers in this game. And that one's out of bounds. It'll belong to Bensalem. So Gilroy with 7 of Bensalem's 15, and Diegler with 6. So only 3. As a great save by Wise, but right to Bensalem, and the shot's up and no good. Rose let a rebound go off her fingers, but then blocks another shot. Her 3rd block of the game. Extremely impressive defensive performance by Brittany Rose thus far. There's a 3 ball up and good. Actually, her foot was on the line. That's a 2. That is a 2-point shot. So it's 17-16 Bensalem. Brittany Rose with the great offensive performance last night and the great defensive performance tonight. Brittany Rose for 3, and it's no good. She's 0 for 3 from beyond the arc today now. Natasha Matthews puts it back up, no good. Another offensive rebound. It's Harris, and she gets it to go and draws the foul. Mercedes Harris missed all of her free throws last night, 0 for 2, but she had 10 points. One of 4 Eagles scorers in double figures last night. And I mean, if your Big 4 last year graduated, bring in a new Big 4. 4 Eagles in double figures last night. Harris from the line gets it to go. So the 3-point play is completed. And the Eagles now have a 2-point lead. Guillory gets it inside to Nolan, and it's no good. Here comes Wise. The Eagles have numbers. Wise has Hinton with her, goes to Hinton, puts it up, and it's off the bottom of the rim, so they don't get it done on the 2-on-1. Good defense by Bensalem. Here's Clarkson, and the 3-point shot is airballed. So here's Diegler now. Nearly had it picked off by Hinton. Now Gilroy puts it up, misses it. She's missed her last 2 shots after a very hot start. And Wise picks it up. Here comes the Eagles once again with a 2-on-2. They get it to Hinton, puts it up, puts it in. Great transition offense by the Norristown Eagles, who take a 4-point lead. All year last year, we saw that type of thing, and it's great to see it here early today. Transition offense, just a huge part of the Eagles' game. Clarkson handling. To Gilroy, who puts it up for 3. It's off the side of the backboard. So Gilroy's gone cold after, again, that hot start. And Hinton is pushed to the floor. That's the 6th foul on the visiting Owls. And the Eagles will bring in a pair of subs. That's number 13, Devon Blake, and number 4, Nicole Graham. Hinton and Harris both leaving the game, and Hinton appears to be banged up a little bit. She took a hard spill moments ago, drawing the foul. So the Eagles will inbound for all fouls from here on out. They will shoot 1-1. Wise goes to Rose, posting up, losing the ball. Matthews picks it up, puts up a hook shot. It's no good. And rebounded by Gilroy. A minute and change left to go in the first half. And here's Clarkson. Goes to Gilroy. Under a minute to go now. Gilroy puts it up, and it's no good. Would have been a 2. And a dribble violation by number 4, Nicole Graham. So both teams are in the bonus now, so 1-1 on all fouls from here on out. We got 52.5 seconds to go in the first half, and the Eagles have a 21-17 lead. And this team getting some transition points. That's definitely huge. And dominating the offensive glass right now. I mean, every rebound that's available to them, seems like they get. And if they could continue to do both of those things, they'll have a season just as successful as last year's, despite losing their top 4 scorers and their head coach. Kristen Guillory leads all scorers with 9 points. Natasha Matthews and Kesha Hinton both have 6 for the Eagles. They have combined for 12 of the Eagles' 21. Brittany Rose has been outstanding on the defensive end, blocking, I believe it's 4 shots in this half. Natasha Matthews has been pulling down every rebound that's in the vicinity of her. And the Eagles have looked really good posting up, too. Blake, Matthews, Rose, all of them have a little bit of a post-up game, and it's a little bit of a jump hook on Rose and even Matthews. And they've scored using those post-ups numerous times, as Bensalem with a miss. Eagles nearly fumbled away the rebound, but Matthews picks up the loose ball, adds another rebound to her stats. Here's Wise with a half a minute to go in the half. Rose fakes it inside to Blake, but instead goes back to Wise, who's running the point with Hinton on the bench. Matthews puts it up short, got her own miss, put it back up again and short. And here's Rose putting it up and in. And that's what I'm talking about with that offensive rebounding. 2 misses there, but a third chance opportunity for the Eagles. They cash it in and take a 6-point lead. Here's Clarkson. Guarded by Stickley. Good pressure defense. They got just 4 seconds now. The guy got a shot off. It's up and it's good. So that's good at the buzzer for Ordway, and it was indeed a 3. She was indeed beyond the arc. So the Eagles put together a tremendous run at the end of the half to take a 6-point lead, only to see it cut in half.
I sent you a funny message.
Welcome back to the second half, everybody, here at the newly refloored Norristown Area High School gym, where the varsity Lady Eagles have a 3-point lead on the visiting Bensalem Owls. We've got a star-studded crowd here today at Norristown as the pass goes into Wise, who puts it up and gets a layup. Star Lady Eagle of last year, Alyssa O'Donnell, in the crowd today, looking on. Averaged double figures for the Eagles last year. Also, as the 3 is put up and made by Kristen Gilroy, who gets into double figures. She's now got a dozen. Hinton goes by everybody, dishes it off to Rose, who could not get it to go, and it's out of bounds. The Eagles will keep it. We got Alyssa O'Donnell here. Several of the Eagles boys players, including Temple recruit Khalif Wyatt and Lorenzo Christmas, Gerald Gardner, Alan Yates, a bunch of them here supporting the girls. That's great to see. Their season underway on Tuesday at Upper Moreland. That'll be their first game as Mercedes Harris gets her 4th and 5th points of the afternoon. Here's Clarkson, goes over to Gilroy. Puts up another jumper, and it's good. So Gilroy had an incredible first quarter, just draining jumpers, and then got a little bit cold towards halftime as Wise puts it up, misses it. Oh, wow, Natasha Matthews after a rebound gets blocked by Charmaine Hill, who now gets a rebound. Outlet to Clarkson. Here comes Bensalem the other way with a 3-on-2. The jumper taken in transition, and Wise may have gotten a piece of it. Here's Hill. Bounce pass to Diegler. But a foul on Bensalem, offensive, and the Eagles will take possession. So Gilroy again getting a little cold towards halftime. You wouldn't know it. By the way, she's shooting, coming right out of the locker room. She's got 12 points now to lead everyone. Here's Hinton. Puts it up and missed it, but got her own miss. Now goes out to Harris. A little pro hop, puts it up and good. So Mercedes Harris has 4 points in the half. Kesha Hinton with 6, as well as Natasha Matthews, also with 6. They led the Eagles in the first half, but now it's Harris leading the Eagles with 7. And that's no good by Bensalem, but as Hinton goes to the floor looking for a rebound, but it's out of bounds on Bensalem anyway. One thing I've liked out of Kesha Hinton so far is she likes to drive to the basket and has a great mind for knowing whether to pass the ball or to shoot it. And 9 times out of 10 makes the right decision there, and that's great to see. Mercedes Harris, yet again, we've played 2 minutes in the half. She's got 6. The Eagles have a 31-25 lead. So Harris now with 9 on the game. Here she nearly gets a steal. Instead, Matthews will catch it. Hinton all by herself, but they can't get the ball to her because Wise went to the ground and wisely called a timeout. No pun intended. So the Eagles will get possession, but it's a shame that she was tripped up and could not get the ball to a streaking Kesha Hinton down the other way. Nevertheless, the Eagles coming out strong out of the locker room. They got a 31-25 lead now, and it's been impressive what they've done so far in this game and yesterday, because it's just a team full of question marks. We don't know a lot about many of these players. As we said, 76% of the Eagles' scoring last year came from either Kotita, O'Donnell, Waters, or McHugh. They're all gone. So who's it going to be this year? Who's going to step up? And we've already seen Matthews, Harris, Hinton. These girls are just getting it done so far. Here's Harris. Goes to Matthews, but it's not a good pass, and it's intercepted. Wise showing amazing speed to catch up to the play. Nearly got the steal. Here's Gilroy, misses it. But it's put back up by Hall after an offensive rebound, and Charnay Hall will shoot free throws. The Eagles' great rebounding continues to be on display with Matthews and Brittany Rose and the rest of them. The free throw is up and good from Charmaine Hall. So Gilroy's now up to 15 points. Diegler has 6, and Ormont has 5, all for the Eagles, as the all for the Owls, excuse me, as the free throw is missed. Here's Wise taking it up and getting it to the point guard Hinton. Goes to Wise. Inside to Harris. Why not? But she missed it. Here comes Charmaine Hall taking the ball down court. With a nice looking pass. That shot is up, and it is no good, but it's put back up by Hall, who got it, and the foul. So one thing we're definitely seeing today from both sides, especially the Eagles, is great post play. Between Charmaine Hall and Brittany Rose, Devon Blake, Natasha Matthews, we're seeing some great post play. And a lot of points in the paint. Just such a key stat in basketball, points in the paint. You get shots close to the rim, high percentage baskets. It's just such a key. And both of these teams very capable of doing that, as Hall makes the second free throw, and it's now just a 2-point game with Bensalem scoring the game's last 4 points. Devon Blake back into the game, and it's interesting because when you have 3 players with the size, or even 4 if you throw Mercedes Harris in there, as Wise puts the shot up and misses it. It goes out of bounds off of Bensalem, but when you have so many players with that much size, you can't play them all at once because you need some perimeter players with ball handling skills and with shooting skills. So it's a tough job for first-year head coach Ashley Harrison to try to rotate them, as Blake will go to the line after drawing the foul. And so far, she's done a great job, Ashley Harrison that is, of rotating all these big forwards and centers to get them all playing time, to get them all touches, and keep them fresh while having good perimeter players out on the floor to support them. Devon Blake at the line to shoot 2. It's up, and it's no good. Devon Blake made just 1 of her 3 free throws last night against Truman and had 3 points. Her second free throw, up and off the back of the rim, no good. So no luck for Blake in the early going of this season shooting free throws. She's just 1 of 5. And the Eagles' lead remains 2. Here's Clarkson. Gets it to the corner to Gilroy. Way too open for 3, and it's no good. Hall saves it to Diegler and draws the foul. What a hustle play by Charmaine Hall to keep that ball in bounds and get it to a Bensalem Owl. Amazing concentration, amazing hustle. And now Bensalem's at the line with Jackie Diegler who's already got 6 points on the game. She is second on Bensalem's team today, scoring points. And her free throw off the rim, off the backboard, and good. Just a little bit of luck gets that one to fall. Hinton's back in the game after a short stint by Nicole Graham. Here's Diegler. Second free throw could tie it, but it's no good. Matthews deflects the ball to Rose. Brittany Rose has been really impressive on this young season, blocking shots, even shooting the 3-ball last night, getting a pair of trays to fall, and now it's a turnover by the Eagles. Here's Charmaine Hall getting the steal. Gets to the point guard, Clarkson. Got a great matchup of point guards here between Hinton and Clarkson. Gets it inside to Hall, back out to Clarkson. Hall trying to post up on Matthews. Two players with great size, great post-up ability. And we'll see if they go to that matchup. And they call a 5-second violation on Bensalem. Clarkson not advancing the ball in 5 seconds, and thus the turnover. That's a rule that's in place in high school basketball. Since there's no shot clock, you can't have a player just stand there holding on to the ball, so you got a 5-second call in place. Netta Wise in the corner. Goes to Matthews, gets it to Rose in the paint, puts up a hook shot, no good. Matthews gets it back, puts it up and in, and Natasha Matthews, time and time again, just grabbing those offensive rebounds and putting them back up and in. She's tremendous at that, and it's a huge asset for this Eagles team, and look for them to take advantage of it numerous times each game this season. Here's Alexis Nyakon, gets it to Clarkson, gets a screen from Nyakon. And it's a turnover on Bensalem, and now the Eagles can run. They get it to Netta Wise. Puts it up. It's no good. The rebound goes to Diegler, who's been good scoring the ball today. Now pulls down a board. It's 33-30 with the Eagles on top. And here's a jumper up and good by Alexis Nyakon. That cuts the lead to just one. We got quite a game going on now. That's our first bucket of the game. So back and forth we go here. Natasha Matthews puts it up from about 8 feet and puts it in. So Natasha Matthews having a heck of a game. She now has 8 points on the day. Here's Hill going back out to Nyakon. And now it's in the hands of Clarkson. Here's Hall posting up on Matthews. Doesn't get it to go. So Natasha Matthews wins that battle. Here's Netta Wise. And Kesha Hinton decides to take it herself. Now Rose puts up an offensive rebound. Harris puts it up and misses it again. So the Eagles, despite numerous offensive rebounds on that possession, could not get it to go. And perhaps Hinton should have given it up on that break to Netta Wise. Netta Wise reminds me a lot of, as Diegler takes the three, and it's well short, rebounded by Rose. Netta Wise reminds me a lot of a player last year, Rayvon Mitchell. Just amazing speed, great for the Eagles' transition game. And boy, she can outrun anyone on this floor right now easily. Now she's got the ball in her hands baseline. Takes a little jab step. Now tries to get it to Matthews, who was cut into the basket. Now it's Clarkson and Hinton one-on-one. A foul, and a good foul by Hinton, although she doesn't like the call. But Clarkson is prevented from converting an easy lap, and Hinton is charged with the personal. Andrew Stickley getting ready to check into the game for the Eagles. And she'll replace Netta Wise. Hinton now has 3 fouls, so she will take a seat. That could be a factor down the stretch if she gets into any deeper foul trouble. Andrew Stickley was a varsity player last year as a freshman, and now as a sophomore figures to have a pretty prominent role. If not this year, then certainly in years to come. But this year, this young Eagles team, she will probably be a contributor, and checks into the game right here. In the corner, bounce pass to Harris. It's deflected away by Charmaine Hall. Good job by Hall to deny the pass. One way to stop a post-up is to deny the ball from ever getting there. And you have a player who can post up like Natasha Matthews. Denying the pass is often key. We got 1:13 to go in the third of 4 quarters, and Harris puts it up, and it's no good. Well, that one didn't go, but the Eagles are getting a lot of shots really close to the basket. And if they're not going, they're coming close to going. And they need to continue to do that, and they're going to shoot a very high percentage and score a lot of points. Here's Hall. Gets to number 5 now back to her, but it's out of bounds, and the Eagles will gain possession. 35-32. Your Norristown Eagles on top. With under a minute to go in the third quarter, we got quite a game going right here. It's been a one-possession game since the half started. Here's Stickley. Gets it to Rose. Back to Stickley. And now to Nicole Graham. They finally get it inside to Harris. Now back out. And that pass is deflected away. Here comes Paige Ormont. Passes it up. And it's up and no good from Nyakon, but they get an offensive rebound. Gilroy thought about a shot, instead passed it up. And a nice looking basket cut, but no finish for Paige Ormont. Brittany Rose comes away with the basketball. They got to look at the clock now, just 7 seconds. They could still get off a quality shot. Matthews finds Rose in the corner for 3. No good at the buzzer. So the Eagles will take a 3-point lead over to their bench to talk things over. And we got 1 quarter left to play. We've had a close game pretty much all game long here. And the Eagles, I mean, the story of their season really is all the players that they lost last year. The quote-unquote big 4 with McHugh, Kotita, Waters, and O'Donnell all gone. They lost their head coach. And here they are, 1-0 already after a blowout win last night. And now they're competing with an extremely talented Bensalem team with the lead with 1 quarter to go. Now they got to close out this ball game and try to go to 2-0. Kristen Gilroy has been outstanding. She leads all scorers with 15. And the Eagles need to figure out a way to defend her down the stretch if they want to win this game, because although she got called for a period of time, with these shooters, when they get into a rhythm, it could be lights out sometimes. So the Eagles need to set up their defense accordingly. On Norristown's side, Mercedes Harris has 9 to lead the Eagles in scoring. Matthews has 8. And Brittany Rose with just 4, despite having 16 last night. But I think that speaks volumes about the Eagles' depth. Last night, Brittany Rose looked like a star, 16 points, and that's what she is. But now, with her just getting 4 points and being relatively unselfish, not taking too many shots, and deferring to her teammates who have picked up, since she's not doing all the scoring, her teammates have picked her up and have a 3-point lead right now. So that speaks volumes, I believe, about them. And now a 2-point bucket by Bensalem makes it a 35-34 game. Kesha Hinton brings it up. Gets it back, takes a long 3. It rims out. And good-looking offensive rebound by Mercedes Harris this time, and she draws a foul. So Kesha Hinton with 6 points, and Kesha Hinton really impressive though, because she has 6 points, but she's extremely unselfish and is a pass-first point guard, and to have the scoring ability that she does and the passing ability, it's a great combination, and you can see it on display now. Mercedes Harris misses the free throw though. So the lead remains just 1 for the Eagles with 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Harris, despite being a senior this year, was not a part of the Eagles team last year. She misses it, but Rose gets a rebound. Her hook shot misses, and it's out of bounds off of Harris. So Bensalem can go ahead with a basket on this possession. They've gone pretty much with the same 5 for the majority of the game. They don't rely too heavily on their bench. They go with their starters. Brittany Rose gets a steal. Here's Netta Wise. Gives it off to Hinton, who will run the offense. Harris Looking for cutters. Nothing there. She'll go back to Rose. Goes to Hinton. They go inside to Harris. Puts it up. It's no good. Good defense by Bensalem that time to deny any passes to any basket cutters. And an empty possession for the Eagles as Wise tips it away, but it ends up out of bounds. So possession still belongs to Bensalem. 35-34, your Eagles on top, holding on to a slim lead. Here's a pass along the baseline. Clarkson puts it up. It's an air ball. Matthews tried to save it. Saved it right to Clarkson, and she converts for the easy score. And that's just her first basket of the game. And if you're Matthews there, you got to be smart. Yes, you want to save it, but you might be better off just letting it go out of bounds in that situation, as she is tied up by Hall. Matthews and Hall have been going at it all game. But as we were saying on the other end, sometimes it's just better to let it go out of bounds if you're going to save it right to an opposing player. As Hinton for three, and it's good. So the Eagles regain the lead. It's now 38-36. 6 minutes and change to go in the game. Here's Gilroy, who has been outstanding tonight. Clarkson trying to get by Hinton. It's off her foot, a kickball. It'll stay down here. Kesha Hinton with that three now has 9 points. Harris with 14. Matthews with 10. That's your leading scorers for the Eagles. And, of course, it's been Kristen Gilroy leading the way for Bensalem, who has 15. So we've got a close game, and just under 6 minutes to go. And you've played a great game all game, competing with a very good team, and it would just be a shame to see it slip away on some kind of a fourth quarter run by Bensalem. So the Eagles need to close this one out. They got to play smart, and people need to take big shots and put this game away as soon as they can. Ashley Harrison, again, first-year head coach, talking things over with her Eagles. These stages in the game, so critical for a coach. They have to make a lot of various decisions and key decisions down the stretch. And Don Bogan is the head coach of the Bensalem Owls, and he gets his team ready for the final stages of this game. Bensalem 0-0. This is their first game. The Eagles again 1-0, beating Truman last night 61-27. Clarkson, the point guard, will inbound it. They get it to Hall, and now back to number 15, Alexis Nyken. Here's Clarkson, guarded by Hinton. Hinton not letting her go anywhere. Now Clarkson gets by her, loses the ball, and Hinton picks it up. Kesha Hinton with a great defensive series there, and a great pass to Wise, who puts it up and in. Antoinetta Wise, and the foul, running the floor. Again, I mentioned how she could beat anyone down the floor whenever she wants. That's exactly what she did there. But that would not have been possible without a pass of pinpoint accuracy by Kesha Hinton. We've seen her passing on display all game, but never as much as we did there. That was a beautiful pass. And Wise for the three-point play gets it to go. So Netta Wise now has 5 points. Had just 3 last night, but I'll tell you, if she could continue to be active and energetic out there with all that speed she has, she's going to be a key player, not just scoring, but getting steals and playing some pestering defense, as that's exactly what Hinton does here, getting another steal. Now another pass down court to Wise, puts it up, and in. And a foul. Again, that's not a replay, folks. Again, Hinton finding Wise leaking down the floor. And I got to tell you, now the Eagles on a 5-0 run. Hinton to Wise for the second straight time. And it's a thing of beauty when Hinton can get a steal like that and make a perfect pass, as Wise doesn't convert this three-point play. And the Eagles' lead is up to 7, their largest lead of the game. And there's a block by Brittany Rose. Here's Hall going inside. And no shot. Foul on the floor. Wow, Brittany Rose with her 5th block of the game insane defensive performance by her. And the foul on the Eagles, again, was not a shooting foul, so just an inbound for Bensalem. Nyakun for 2, and she got it. Inside the arc, and it's now a 5-point game. That ends a little bit of a run by the Eagles. Neither team's been able to get a huge run going in this game. I mean, it's kind of been basket for the most part. Here's Rose for Hinton. Goes inside to Harris. One dribble, puts up a shot, and good. And that's what you see out of these Eagles. They get the ball inside. It's one dribble, maybe 2 dribbles, and then they go up with a shot. And they do a great job of using their 2 steps and getting shots close to the basket and then converting them. And last year, the Eagles, again, that transition game was there last year. It's still there this year. The rebounding this year is extremely improved. The post play is extremely improved. And that should help to make up for the graduation of all these seniors that they had. They shot the 3-ball outstanding last year with Katita, McHugh, Waters hit a couple. And the element of the game seems to be gone a little bit. This team's not going to shoot a lot of threes if the first 2 games are any indication. But they're going to get the ball into the paint, and they're going to shoot a high percentage, and they're going to get to the line with Matthews, Rose, Blake, and Harris. They've got tremendous size in the front court, and their post-up game is just outstanding. And they're doing a great job of using it too. They're not going away from it. They continue to use it, and why not? It's just worked outstanding for them. No good for Nyakun. Here's Harris with the rebound. Oh, and a sloppy, lazy pass. Tried to dish it off to Matthews, and Jackie Diegler takes advantage of that and just picks it up and puts it in. And Diegler's now got 9. Harris, one dribble, now a pass. Wise for 3, no good. It's rebounded, though, by the Eagles. What else is new? And we got a foul on the floor. So the Eagles have just been dominating in the front court, whether it's rebounding, defending, scoring. Their forwards and centers have just been outstanding. And Kesha Hinton doing a great job of facilitating and making this engine run. Not to mention, she's contributed with 9 points. That pass ends up off the backward. Wise picks it up and nearly puts it in. And now Hall gets a rebound and is fouled. Just under 4 minutes to go. 45-40 is your score. The Eagles with the slim advantage. Here comes Clarkson. Into the game to defend her is Nicole Graham. Here's Diegler, who has been good scoring the ball tonight. And now Gilroy with a shot fake goes inside and ends up getting fouled. Kristen Gilroy, the leading scorer by far tonight with 15, can add to that from the free throw stripe. She could cut it to a 1-possession game if she converts both of her free throws. Devon Blake's just about to check into the game for the Eagles. So Gilroy up to 16 points now. Here comes Devon Blake back into the game. She's got 4. And the Eagles with Matthews, Blake, as the second free throw is good as well. Matthews, Blake, and Rose all in the game at the same time. So got a lot of size on the court right now. Here's Rose in the corner. She can play a little bit of a perimeter game. That's what we're seeing. Although she can post up, she's a great shot blocker. She's got a little bit of an outside game, too. And wise decision there to stay away from that and have it be off of Bensalem. We saw her hit a pair of threes last night, and although she hasn't hit any of her attempts today, she's not afraid to take them, and she has the ability to hit them. So perhaps you can put Blake and Matthews down low and use Rose as a perimeter player. But right here, they'll take Blake out of the game. Hinton for 3. Yes! Kesha Hinton, what efficiency today. She's only taken a couple of shots, but has 12 points. And just tons of assists, very few turnovers. That's exactly what you want out of your point guard. Oh, nearly getting a steal. It's Wise. Goes right over a player. And now picked off by Mercedes Harris. Fighting through Diegler, and Diegler's called for the block. 48-42. The Eagles with the 2-possession lead. And just 3 minutes to go now. No reason for the Eagles to be in a hurry now. They could take the ball up at their own pace. Actually slower than their own pace. They like to play a fast pace. Now they got to slow it down. They got to try to wind some of this clock down. Harris out to Wise. Faked the pass or faked the shot, excuse me, and tried to throw it down low to Harris, but Harris was not expecting it. Well, sometimes you fake out the defense, and that's good, but you can't fake out your own player as well. And Harris needs to be ready for that pass. That one is off of Bensalem, so nobody touched it, and Harris will inbound. So just over 2.5 minutes to go now. The Eagles, again, they can take their time. There's no shot clock in high school. There's Rose. Passes up that 3, and that's smart. No reason to take a shot like that right now. Rose almost lost it. Gets it to Harris, and she is stripped, so it'll stay with Norristown. And now just 2:16 remaining. And head coach Don Bogan of the Bensalem Owls will call a timeout. And this game's certainly far from over. Just a pair of threes, and we got a tie game. And the Eagles, they need to win this game with defense right now and not let any of these shooters like Jackie Diegler or Kristen Gilroy, they're dangerous. They could really shoot. So what you have to do is you have to get in their face. You have to contest all their shots. But then at the same time, you have to be smart and not let anybody drive to the basket. But Salem has scored most of their points so far tonight on the jump shot, though. So you really need to be aware of that right now and not allow them to get back into this game. The teams emerge from their huddles. The Eagles will come out with Wise, Hinton, Harris, Matthews, and Rose. Again, a lot of size in the game for them right now, and we'll be saying that a lot this year because they're a big team. Harris looking to inbound. Gets it to Rose. Oh, nearly stepped on the baseline. They don't call anything. Matthews with a nice look for Harris, but she couldn't finish. So Natasha Matthews showing some passing ability from the post, but Mercedes Harris couldn't get it to go. Here's Gilroy, been stripped, and it stays with Bensalem. Good play by Gilroy to let it go. 2 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the game. The Eagles hold on to a 6-point lead, but possession belongs to the Owls. Hall gets it to number 5, who cannot hit, and it's deflected right to Clarkson. Here's Paige Ormont again, and Hall inside gets to go. So Bensalem giving Norristown a little taste of their own medicine, getting the post-up basket from Hall, and she can do that. She's tremendous at that, as many of the Eagles players are. Here's Wise, couldn't get it to go, and Matthews gets it, and a foul, and that is huge, as it gives the Eagles their 6-point lead back, and they have a chance to make it even more. To Natasha Matthews, who had 13 points last night on 1 of 1 from the line, now has a dozen already in this game and can make it 13 here. Matthews puts it up, and she could not get it to go. That would have matched her point total from last night if she would have got it. Here's Clarkson, bounce pass to Gilroy. By Rose, nice looking feed to Hall, could not get it to go. The rebound to Hall, got it over Harris, and that shot's no good from Ormont. And Rose is fouled, I believe. So they do not call a tie-up, as I thought they might. Instead, they'll give the Eagles the ball at the line because with 18 fouls, Norristown is in the, or Bensalem is in the penalty, and Norristown will shoot free throws on all fouls from here on out. Brittany Rose makes her first free throw, so she'll get another one on the 1-and-1. Again, 16 points last night. She was the high scorer. Did not make a trip to the line, though, in that game. And here she misses the second. And Harris puts up a shot, and she gets fouled. So the Eagles with a 7-point lead. They can increase it now with Mercedes Harris at the line. She's played a tremendous game this far, grabbing a ton of rebounds and also with 11 points. So Mercedes Harris looks like a very solid addition to this Norristown team. Minute 9 left to go. Norristown with the 7-point lead, and Harris misses. So the Eagles last night, of course, they had that huge win. But if there was a little bit of a blemish on it, it was the free throw shooting. Just 56%, and that should increase as the season goes on, especially if they want to win games down the stretch like they're trying to do right here as Harris makes that one. It's so crucial if you're trying to hold on to a lead that you hit your free throws, because the other team's going to try to foul you and slow down the game and stop the clock as much as possible, and you have to hit your free throws. Harris does indeed go 1 of 2 from the line. And Clarkson unable to save it. Not sure who that would have been off of had she let it go, but she tried to save it. She could not. And they inbound it to Wise, and Norristown calls a timeout. So Norristown looks to be in good shape here. Again, this game not over, but they got an 8-point lead with under a minute left, 57.6 seconds to be exact. They've scored the occasional transition point. That's been key for them. But the story of the game has definitely been the inside play of pretty much all of the Eagles that play that position, whether it be Blake, Rose, Matthews, or Harris. All of them have just been dominating the glass, especially Matthews, and all of them have been scoring at a pretty high rate as well. So the Eagles talking things over with first-year head coach Ashley Harrison. It'll be interesting to see when the Eagles play Wissahickon, Ashley Harrison's former team. She had a great career with Wissahickon in her high school days, and it'll be interesting to see her face her alma mater. But right now, it's Bensalem, and with 57 seconds to go, Norristown has possession, trying to hold on to an 8-point lead. And they throw it away. Putting it up and putting it in is Paige Ormont, as Hinton lost track of the pass. And that's one way to get back into the game, is to make steals. Here's another one. Charmaine Hall gets it inside to Diegler, and the foul. Are you kidding me? It's not just a 4-point game. Bensalem's going to the line, and if there's a way to throw away a game, it's to throw away the ball and give up steals. And that's what the Eagles are doing right now. They need to inbound the ball. If they have to just inbound it short, go ahead. You need to run time off the clock. You cannot turn the ball over. That's the one thing you cannot do when you're trying to hold on to a lead, even if it is a lead of 8 points with a minute left. Diegler's free throw is no good, but Hall gets it and puts it in. So they don't get the 1 on the free throw. They instead get the 2 on the basket, and they just about throw it away again. Instead, Rose gets it and is going to go to the line because she got fouled. She'll take 1 and 1. Boy, narrowly avoiding disaster right there. If Bensalem gets another steal and another basket, we got a tie game. So Norristown doing a terrible job right now of protecting their lead, throwing the ball away. We saw them in the first quarter and overall in the first half. They turned the ball over too much, and they kind of kept it under control throughout the second half, and they really started to build up a lead. It's not a coincidence that happened. Now, the lead's slipping away. Why? Because they're turning the ball over. So the Eagles, a good timeout taken by Ashley Harrison. I mean, all the momentum right now belongs to Bensalem. They're excited. They think they got a chance to steal a game here on the road. And Ashley Harrison says, timeout, let's get our girls refocused. And we got a 2-point lead with 32 seconds to go. We're in good position, even though it should be better position. Still, they should win this game. They cannot give this game away. So it'll be 1 and 1 for Brittany Rose. Huge free throws coming up. Brittany Rose with 5 points tonight. She would love to make it 6 right here. She puts it up, and it's good. So she'll take her second. That's huge. It makes it a 3-point game. Last year, Rose, as a junior, as she makes the second free throw. But as a junior last year, Rose averaged 2.7 points a game and, again, played some great defense. Here's Gilroy driving it and turns it over. Mercedes Harris comes away with the basketball, and now the Bensalem Owls have to foul, and they do. So it'll be Mercedes Harris going to the line for 2, as it's the 11th team foul on Bensalem. So double bonus time, as Norristown will take 2 shots on all fouls from here on out. 19.9 seconds to go. The Eagles have a 4-point lead. Mercedes Harris will try to make it a 5 or a 6-point lead. Mercedes Harris has been huge tonight for the Eagles. Left some layups on the rim, but hasn't let it affect her, and she's had a great game. The free throw, however, is no good, so Harris still at 12 points. She's tied for the team lead in points with Natasha Matthews. Harris, the second, is no good, and a rebound for Hall and Bensalem. And they throw it away, picked off by Wise. Huge steal, and now they have to foul her. And they finally do. I don't know what they were waiting for. Perhaps trying to go for a steal first, but Netta Wise wisely holding on to it. And now she'll go to the line again. 3 points for Netta Wise last game, and now already 7 here tonight. So, and a key steal there. That was not her first steal either. She's played great defense, and the free throw is no good, so she's missed 3 straight free throws. But the Eagles, with the 2-possession lead with 9 seconds to go, they really refocused and stopped turning the ball over, and they look to be on their way to 2-0, but not yet. Wise's free throw goes down, so she finally gets it to go down. She's been great in transition, using that speed, getting some baskets. Here's Hall, running over player. They don't call a foul either way, and now they call a foul on Gilroy as Brittany Rose picked up the ball and tripped over her. And that should just about seal it. We got 2.5 seconds to go. It's a 5-point lead for your Norristown Lady Eagles, and they're going to take the long walk down to the other end of the court to take free throws. It'll be 2 free throws for Brittany Rose. Brittany Rose got off to a relatively slow start here tonight, now has 7 points and can add to that here. She gets the first to go, and Rose had a couple of big threes last night in the 61-27 win. Hit a pair of threes, actually. Very surprising to see her shoot the 3, but if it works, keep going to it. Tonight, it didn't work, though, so she adjusted her game. It's now a 7-point game as Rose hits both free throws, and the game is over. The Norristown Eagles surprising many people here. They lose their 4 leading scorers, which have accounted for 76% of their offense last year. They lose their head coach, Keith Webster. Yet here they are with Natasha Matthews, head coach Ashley Harrison, Devon Blake, Brittany Rose, Mercedes Harris, Kesha Hinton. They blow out Truman last night, and Truman, sure, they're not a great team, but Norristown beat them in convincing fashion. And now tonight, or this afternoon actually, as we were playing a rare afternoon game here, they beat a very solid Bensalem Owls team 57-50. The leading scorer tonight was Kristen Gilroy for the losing Bensalem Owls, 17-point effort in the loss, and key players for the Eagles scoring the ball. Matthews and Harris both had 12. Hinton had 11 and a number of assists. And the Eagles will win it by a final score of 57-50, and they go to 2-0. Their next game will be on Tuesday night. We'll be right back here at Norristown Area High School, where they will host Upper Moreland. And until then, I'm Mark Kolodinsky for NASD TV, and for our entire crew here at NASD TV. Stay tuned for more basketball later on this season. And for now, we will see you next time.